How's it going, guys? This is the Dell S3422DWG Ultrawide gaming monitor from Dell. Now, this was not purchased by me, it was not sent to me. This was one of my friends who bought it during the Black Friday sale for about 500 Canadian, which is about 400 US. And they graciously let me borrow it when it came this week for an unboxing and a quick review of it. So this is going to be used mainly for a productivity monitor, even though it is 144 Hertz. So we're going to set it up on this desk as a productivity workstation and test it out to see how it works in a productivity and working scenario. But of course, we're also going to game on it and see what that is like. So you have the HDMI cable, the power cable, and you have the USB cable for the USB dock that's built into the monitor, and that's nice. You also get a DisplayPort cable. It's already ready for you to put the stand on it and then just take it out. So that makes it really easy, honestly. Just pop the stand in, and then you could actually just even set everything up in the box, which is really cool if ever you're worried about taking the monitor out and the risk of, I guess, dropping it or breaking it. And then you could just lift it up like that, and ta-da-da! There you have it. Man, I love opening ultra-wide monitors. They are definitely something else, huh? I'm gonna go set this up. I'm so glad I took everything off this desk, including my multi-monitor setup, just for this. And then I have to take it all back when I give my friend back the monitor, but it's worth it. So I'll be right back once the setup is complete. Now that the monitor is set up and I've got to test it out a bit, let's talk about some of the features that come with the monitor. So I'll just kind of go down the list and talk about what they mean. So this is a 34-inch ultra-wide curve monitor. So obviously diagonal is 34 inches wide, and it has an 1800R curve on this ultra-wide monitor. The resolution is 3440 by 1440p, so much higher resolution than your standard 1080p monitor. Not as high as a 4K monitor, but you are benefiting from that ultra-wide aspect ratio, which is 21:9. So you do have much more pixels than a regular full HD monitor. And if we're talking about using this monitor for productivity, that is going to give you a lot more screen real estate when using it for spreadsheets or charts or anything like that. It's just going to make it much easier to use multiple windows or multiple applications at the same time. Now, this is a VA panel, so vertical alignment. So it won't give you the perfect color accuracy like, say, an IPS panel will, but it will give you much better colors than a TN panel. And you will be getting some better black color and contrast ratio on this monitor with not as much backlight bleed as an IPS monitor. The refresh rate on this monitor is 144 Hertz, which is fantastic if you plan on doing something like gaming. And even if not, to be honest, just having a high refresh rate monitor makes everything feel much more responsive, much more smooth. And if you want to use it for something like work and game, it's really a perfect middle ground, because you do benefit from the ultra wide aspect ratio for more real estate, but you also have a high refresh rate monitor if you want to run your games at a much higher refresh rate for a much smoother gameplay. This monitor does not support G-Sync, and from what I could see from GeForce Experience, it doesn't say that it's G-Sync compatible. So you're just gonna have to stick with the AMD FreeSync on it. If you are running an AMD Radeon graphics card, then you will be able to take advantage of AMD FreeSync Pro. Let's talk about some of the physical attributes of this monitor. And I do have to give Dell props on the choice they did here with the stand, because my other monitor, the Alienware 34-inch ultra-wide, came with a stand that was insanely large. And if you have a shorter width desk, like this is only a 2-foot wide desk, so if you have a shorter desk, the stand is really going to protrude and it's going to cause issues and lose desk space for your mouse pad or desk pad or keyboard or anything like that, and it's just going to be in the way. But for this 34-inch ultra wide, Dell, because it's under their S lineup, went with more conventional, professional looking stand, which doesn't take up as much room. It's not super wide, but it really keeps the monitor nice and sturdy. As you could see, the stand also, when it comes to Dell, it's really good. So you do get height adjust, up, down, and then you could tilt it. And obviously, since this is an ultra wide, you don't really have the capabilities to rotate it or flip the orientation of the monitor, but I don't see a lot of people using a 34-inch ultra wide in portrait mode. Now, if you want to access some of the features on this monitor, then you have the little joystick in the back and all the buttons. So this is where you're going to go to access your game settings, your game enhanced mode. If you want to you change your response time from fast to super fast to the fastest, or if you want to change your dark stabilizer and input sources. Now, in the back of this monitor, you have multiple inputs. You have 2 HDMI inputs and 1 DisplayPort input. So you could connect up to 3 different devices. You also have a USB hub built into the monitor. So if you plug in with the USB upstream cable, you could potentially plug 4 USB devices directly into the monitor. Now, one of the features that I really actually enjoyed with this monitor is the fact that it has a picture-in-picture mode. So you are able to split the screen in 2 equal parts, or you could put a second source in the corner, different sizes depending how you want to use it and depending on what you're using it for. So if you're using this monitor as, let's say, your main monitor, your only monitor, and you have your work laptop and a gaming PC connected to it, then you could potentially have both sources being put on the same picture. The screen will just be cut in half and you are able to use both laptop PC or 2 PCs or whatever you want to connect to it. For example, now, this is something you could do. I'm not condoning this. I'm not saying this is something you should do, but just throwing it out there that it is a possibility that, let's say you do have this as your only monitor connected to your work laptop and a separate gaming PC, and you happen to be on a really long call, presentation, or meeting that you know should have just been an email, technically have half the screen running a Teams or Zoom call while you are gaming on the other half, and no one would really notice because you're still paying attention to your work call. Now, I did do some gaming on it. I mean, it wasn't a huge different experience for me considering I do have a 34-inch ultra wide from Dell. However, that one is the older W3418DW as mentioned, which only has 120 Hertz. However, it does have G-Sync module built in, and it is an IPS monitor versus this one, which is 144 Hertz. So you are gaining a bit more screen refresh rate, but you are losing on that color accuracy. So playing on this screen, I had no issues. Ultra-wide gaming is amazing if the games support it. So if you're playing something like Valorant, which only supports 16:9, then getting an ultra-wide screen doesn't really make sense. Games that you really want to get immersed in, then 100% a ultra-wide is something I would definitely say to go for. Now, for the price that was paid, this monitor was on sale on Dell.ca for Boxing Day, Black Friday, whatever you want to call it, for 500 Canadian dollars. That's about 400 USD. And obviously, piece of advice, if you're buying any monitor from Dell directly, at checkout, there's a place for a coupon code or promotional code. Type in all caps, 10, the number 10% sign, off monitor, one word in caps. You get 10% off even if there's already a rebate. So as I was saying, for the price, I think this is a fantastic deal if you could get it around that price. Now you have to understand, you're getting ultra wide resolution, 3440 by 1440. So you're getting a much higher resolution and screen real estate versus a conventional 1920 by 1080p monitor. You're getting, it's curved, you're getting a VA panel, so it is a perfect middle ground depending on what you do, and it does have some advantages over a TN panel and some advantages over IPS panels as well. You're getting an extremely high refresh rate at 144 Hertz, you're getting FreeSync Pro, you're getting a USB hub built into the monitor, you're getting a great control system, you're getting picture-in-picture, 3 potential inputs. There's really a lot to like for this monitor. The stand is also a plus. Yeah, it's not an all-metal stand. It's a mostly plastic built with metal, but it's very sturdy. It doesn't take up too much room on your desk. I would definitely recommend this monitor if you're looking to build kind of an overall, this monitor does it all type of setup. You could watch movies on it, obviously, without having any black bars, because a 21:9 aspect ratio is basically what movies are shot in. So obviously TV shows don't count like that, but if you're watching a movie, then you have the full screen, full immersion on an ultra-wide monitor, which is another big plus for it that people often overlook, I find, when talking about ultra-wide monitors. Now, unfortunately, I don't really have tools here to check for color accuracy and color calibration properly. So if that is something you're looking for, I would recommend checking a website like rthings.com or one of their reviews on monitors like this or similar to it to help you get the best settings and color accuracy to get the best out of your monitor. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. It's free and it really helps me out to understand what people are looking for. Leave some comments. Let me know if you have any questions about this monitor or other monitors that are similar to this, or anything in general, I'll be happy to help out if I can. So yeah, that'll do it again, and I will catch you guys next time.